February 15th is a date carved into the fabric of the universe, a threshold, a cosmic doorway. On this day, a surge of energy will ripple through the collective field, tearing down old paradigms and igniting new possibilities. But here's the truth no one will tell you. This shift will not favor the passive. It will not reward the comfortable. It demands your courage, your hunger, your refusal to stay the same. 11 years ago, I lay broken on a sidewalk, 6 vertebrae shattered. Doctors said I would never walk again. In that moment, I faced a choice: surrender to the identity of a victim or rewrite my biology through the power of my mind. That decision did not come from hope, it came from defiance. A raw, screaming no to the limitations others tried to impose on me. If you stand at a similar crossroads, February 15th is your moment to break the chains of your past or double their weight. This is not about positive thinking. This is about annihilation. Annihilation of the stories that keep you small. Annihilation of the addiction to suffering. Annihilation of the version of you that believes it is unworthy of miracles. Over the next 30 minutes, I will show you how to weaponize your attention, rewire your nervous system, and align with the frequency of this historic shift. But first, you must answer one question. Are you willing to die to who you have been? The storm before the calm is already here. Look at your life. The chaos, the frustration, the recurring patterns. These are not random. They are the universe shaking you awake, forcing you to choose growth over familiarity. In 7 days, I will reveal a protocol tested by thousands to prepare your mind and body for this quantum leap. A sequence so precise it has reversed chronic disease, dissolved decades of trauma, and turned ordinary people into alchemists of reality. But it requires something most are unwilling to give: total surrender. Right now, your future self is screaming at you through time, begging you to step into the unknown, to stop negotiating with mediocrity, to stop hiding behind someday. February 15th is a tidal wave of potential. You will either ride it to freedom or let it crush you. The work starts here. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, now. Close your eyes, breathe. Feel the fire in your chest. That is the signal. The storm is your ally. The chaos is your fuel. Let us begin. Planetary alignments are not astrology. They are physics. On February 15th, the gravitational pull of Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus will converge in a rare triangular formation. This alignment has occurred only 7 times in the last 2,000 years. Each instance coincided with radical shifts in human consciousness: the fall of empires, the birth of revolutions, the collapse of systems that no longer served evolution. This is not coincidence, it is science. When celestial bodies align, their combined electromagnetic fields disrupt Earth's energy grid. Your body is part of that grid. Your mind is a receiver. History proves it. In 1439, a similar alignment ignited the Renaissance. Ordinary people began questioning dogma, creating art that defied logic, inventing technologies that reshaped civilization. In 1962, another alignment sparked the counterculture movement. Millions rejected conformity, embraced unity, and demanded freedom. These were not random acts of rebellion. They were collective responses to cosmic triggers. Energy amplifies intention. February 15th will amplify yours, whether you are aware of it or not. Your cells are made of stardust. Your thoughts generate electromagnetic signals that ripple through the quantum field. On this day, those signals will gain momentum. Like a surfer catching a wave, you will either harness this energy to propel yourself forward or let it drag you under. The choice hinges on one factor: your level of coherence. Coherence between heart and mind. Coherence between action and vision. Coherence between who you pretend to be and who you truly are. A student of mine once dismissed this idea as mystical nonsense. 3 days before a major planetary event, he sarcastically declared he would wait for the universe to fix his life. He spent the day scrolling, complaining, radiating frustration. The next morning, his business collapsed. His body broke out in rashes. His mind spiraled into panic. He called me screaming, "Why is this happening?" I told him, "The universe did not attack you. It amplified you. You are the problem." Do not misunderstand. This energy is neutral. It does not judge. It does not punish. It simply magnifies what already exists within you. Fear will metastasize. Courage will erupt. Procrastination will calcify into paralysis. Clarity will harden into action. February 15th is a mirror. It will reflect your current state of being with ruthless precision. If you hate what you see, the time to change is not after the shift, it is now. Think of your mind as a radio tower. Every thought broadcasts a frequency. On February 15th, the signal strength triples. What have you been broadcasting? What lack or abundance, victimhood or empowerment? The universe is about to answer. I witnessed a woman in Dubai use this knowledge to reverse stage 4 cancer. She spent months prior to a similar alignment rewiring her thoughts, flooding her body with gratitude, visualizing her cells regenerating. When the cosmic surge hit, her medical scans showed tumors shrinking 80% in 3 weeks. Doctors called it a miracle. She called it physics. Skeptics will mock this. Let them. They are the same people who mocked Galileo for claiming the Earth orbits the sun, who ridiculed Einstein for suggesting time is relative, who dismiss quantum entanglement because they cannot see it. Open your eyes. The universe operates in patterns, cycles, fractals. February 15th is a fractal moment, a tiny hinge in time that swings massive doors. Preparation is everything. I will give you the exact tools to align with this energy. For now, know this. Your past conditioning will fight to keep you stagnant. Your biology will crave familiarity. Your ego will whisper, "This is too much. You are not ready." Silence it. February 15th does not care about your readiness. It cares about your participation. You are either a passenger on this journey or the driver. The vehicle is moving. Grab the wheel. Your brain is not fixed. It is a weapon waiting to be forged. Neuroplasticity is not a theory. It is a law. Every thought you think carves a new pathway in your neural architecture. Every habit you repeat thickens that pathway into a highway. Right now, billions of neurons are firing in patterns that either imprison you or liberate you. February 15th will expose which side you have been feeding. A few days after my accident, doctors told me I would need a metal rod implanted in my spine. I refused, not out of arrogance, out of understanding. I knew if I surrendered to the identity of a broken man, my biology would obey. So I rewired my mind first. For hours each day, I visualized my spine whole, vibrant, alive. I felt the heat of healing radiating through my vertebrae. Within weeks, scans showed bone regrowth in places medicine claimed was impossible. The staff called it luck. I called it neuroplasticity in action. Stress is not your enemy, it is your ally. Acute stress primes your brain for growth. It shatters complacency. It forces adaptation. The moment you decide to change, truly change, your body enters a state of chemical rebellion. Cortisol surges, adrenaline spikes. These are not signals to retreat, they are invitations to evolve. Most people numb this discomfort with distraction. They scroll, they binge, they settle. You are not most people. Quantum leaps do not happen in comfort zones, they happen in crucibles. A woman in my workshop once admitted she had been praying for a miracle while secretly clinging to her victimhood. She wanted healing without surrendering her story. It does not work this way. To create a new reality, you must first become incoherent with the old one. Your body must reject the past like a virus. Your mind must revolt against familiar lies. Meditation is not relaxation, it is reprogramming. When you sit in silence, you are not escaping the world, you are hacking into the operating system of your subconscious. Alpha brainwaves loosen the grip of conditioned thinking. Theta waves dissolve the illusion of separation. Gamma waves synchronize your intentions with the quantum field. This is not spirituality, it is biology, it is physics, it is the science of breaking through. Your body hears everything your mind says. Negative self-talk is not harmless, it is a poison. Each time you mutter, "I cannot do this," your cells contract, your energy field dims, your future narrows. Conversely, when you declare, I am limitless, your biology responds. Mitochondria multiply, stem cells activate, neurotransmitters align with possibility. Words are not abstract, they are electrical impulses that shape matter. A man approached me after a seminar, furious. I have been doing the work for months, he said. Why is nothing changing? I asked him to describe his daily routine. He meditated 5 minutes a day. He journaled 3 sentences. He quit every time discomfort arose. I told him, you are not doing the work. You are auditioning for it. Transformation demands relentless repetition, not perfection, not ease, grit. You cannot hate your way into love. You cannot fear your way into courage. You cannot think your way into a new identity. You must embody the change. Stand like the person you aspire to be. Breathe like them. Speak like them. Move like them. Your nervous system does not distinguish between real and imagined. It only responds to signals. Flood it with the frequency of your future self. This is the hardest truth. Your biggest obstacle is not your past, it is your addiction to it. The familiar pain, the comfortable misery, the subconscious loyalty to suffering. I have watched students cling to trauma like a trophy. They define themselves by their wounds. They perform their pain for applause. February 15th will shake these lies loose. What remains is up to you. The next 7 days will determine the next 7 years of your life. This protocol is not a suggestion, it is a gauntlet, a sequence of mental, emotional, and physiological upgrades designed to align you with the frequency of February 15th. Miss one step and the ripple effect weakens. Commit fully, and you will unlock doors you did not know existed. Day 1, annihilate your past self. Sit in absolute silence for 30 minutes. No music, no mantras, no escape. Let every memory, regret, and identity surface. Observe them like artifacts in a museum. Then write a letter to the person you have been. Detail every lie they believed, every limit they accepted. Burn the letter. As the smoke rises, declare aloud, I am no longer your prisoner. This is not symbolism, it is neurochemistry. Fire releases carbon dioxide. Your breath releases carbon dioxide. The act binds the ritual to your biology. Days 2 and 3. Become a hunter of coherence. Every 2 hours, stop whatever you are doing. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe deeply until your heartbeat slows. Ask, is this thought slash action slash emotion aligned with my future self? If not, shift. This is not mindfulness. This is warfare. Most people live in reactive mode, hijacked by external stimuli. You are taking back sovereignty. A student in Brazil used this practice to quit a 20-year smoking addiction. By day 3, her body rejected nicotine like venom. Day 4, the hunger fast. For 24 hours, consume nothing but water and silence. No food, no screens, no chatter. Hunger is the oldest teacher. Hunger, it strips away illusion, it amplifies intuition. Your body will scream for distraction. Let it scream. In the void, clarity emerges. A CEO in Tokyo did this and received a business insight that generated $9 million in 72 hours. The answers were always there, he said. I was too full of noise to hear them. Day 5, surrender to the unfamiliar. Do one thing that terrifies your current identity. Speak to a stranger. Dance in a crowd. Share your vision with someone who might mock it. Discomfort is the price of admission to a new life. The brain releases BDNF, a protein that stimulates neurogenesis when faced with novelty. Growth is not a feeling, it is a chemical process. Lean into the shake. Day 6, the gratitude flood. For 60 minutes, write every blessing you have ever received. Do not stop, even if you repeat. The first 20 minutes will feel forced. The next 20 will crack you open. The final 20 will rewrite your nervous system. Gratitude is not positivity. It is a recalibration of your electromagnetic field. A man in Sydney did this and manifested a job offer mid-exercise. His hands shook as he typed the words. I did not attract it, he realized. I became it. Day 7, the surge ritual. Wake 90 minutes before dawn. Stand barefoot on the earth, face east. As the sun rises, visualize its light penetrating every cell. Chant one word aloud, a word that embodies your future self. freedom, power, peace. Repeat it until your voice cracks. This synchronizes your circadian rhythm with the planet's electromagnetic field. It also triggers a release of melatonin and serotonin, priming your body for quantum coherence. A single mother in Nairobi did this ritual and doubled her income in 3 weeks. The sun did not rise outside, she said, it rose inside me. Procrastination is the anthem of the mediocre. You have 7 days. 7 days to shed the skin of who you have been. 7 days to prove your worthiness to the universe. The protocol works if you work it. I have seen skeptics become devotees, cynics become creators. The broken become whole. But demands everything. Your excuses will not survive day 4. Your doubts will not outlast day 6. Your past will not recognize you by day 7. February 15th is not a date, it is a portal. These 7 days are the key. Turn it. Survival is not enough. Transformation is the only currency that matters. A woman in Canada was given 6 months to live. Stage 4 breast cancer, metastasized to her liver and bones. Doctors said chemotherapy was her only hope. She refused. Instead, she spent 3 hours daily meditating on the belief that her body was a self-healing organism. She visualized her tumors dissolving into light. She rewrote her internal dialogue from I am dying to I am living. On February 15th last year, during a similar cosmic shift, her scans came back clean, no trace of cancer. Her oncologist resigned the next week. Science cannot explain this, he said. She replied, then study me. A CEO in New York earned millions but hated himself. His identity was fused to his bank account. He slept 3 hours a night, populated ulcers, lost his family. One morning, he collapsed during a board meeting, flatlined for 8 seconds. In that void, he saw his funeral. 3 people attended, all paid to be there. He woke up screaming, quit his job the next day, sold everything, started a nonprofit teaching kids to meditate. His former colleagues called him a fool. 2 years later, his program reduced youth violence in his city by 40%. I did not find purpose, he said. Purpose found me when I stopped running. A teenager in Mumbai was born into poverty. Parents addicted to opioids. He slept on sidewalks, stole to eat. At 14, he found a discarded book on quantum physics in a trash heap, taught himself to read by streetlight, memorized equations, visualized himself lecturing at MIT. Last year, during a planetary alignment, he received a full scholarship. His first paper on quantum entanglement won an international award. When asked how he did it, he said, I stopped believing in mirrors. The world only shows you what you have already decided to see. These are not exceptions, they are blueprints. The cancer survivor, she used the 7-day protocol. The CEO, he mastered coherence. The teenager, he weaponized hunger. All face the same choice you face now, evolve or repeat. Their pain was not greater than yours. Their circumstances were not softer. They simply decided their breaking point would become their launching point. Your excuses are fossils. A man once told me he could not change because his father abused him. I asked him, how long will you let a ghost hold the steering wheel? A woman blamed her obesity on her thyroid. I said, your thyroid does not control your fork. Harsh, maybe. Necessary, absolutely. Victims cling to their stories like life rafts. Survivors burn them for fuel. The hardest truth is this: your suffering is not special. It is not unique. It is an echo of the human condition. What is unique is your ability to alchemize it, to take the coal of your trauma and compress it into diamonds. A single mother in Detroit did this. Her son was shot in a drive-by. Instead of drowning in rage, she turned her home into a sanctuary for at-risk youth. Gangs now protect her block. They call me Mama, she said. I call them miracles. You want a sign? This is it. These stories are your sign. February 15th is your signal. The universe does not whisper to those content with crumbs. It thunders at those ready to claim feasts. You have been given the protocol, the science, the proof. What remains is the deciding. Not tomorrow, not after one more scroll. Now, the edge is not a place to fear, it is a place to conquer. Every breakthrough in human history happened because someone stood at the edge and leaped, not with certainty, with faith. The cancer survivor leaped. The CEO leaped. The teenager leaped. Their wings grew on the way down. Yours will too. But you must jump. The countdown has already begun. Breakthroughs are not finish lines, they are birthplaces. The first 72 hours after February 15th will cement your new reality or unravel it. Neuroscience calls this the critical window of consolidation. Your brain will frantically try to rewire itself back to familiarity. This is not sabotage, it is biology. And biology bows to disciplined focus. 3 years ago, a man in London manifested his dream job. Salary doubled, position of power. On day 2, he relapsed into old habits, scrolling, doubting, complaining to coworkers. By day 4, he was fired. He called me, devastated. Why did the universe abandon me? I said, the universe did not abandon you. You abandon yourself. Success without self-mastery is a ticking bomb. Relapse is inevitable. But here is the secret. Relapse is not failure, it is feedback. A woman in Mexico lost 80 pounds using the protocol. 6 months later, she regained 20. Instead of spiraling, she asked, what part of my old self is clawing back? She discovered a hidden fear of being seen, of owning her power. She used the relapse as a map. Today, she coaches thousands. Your darkest moments post-breakthrough are GPS coordinates to your next evolution. Identity is the battleground. After February 15th, you will wake up as a stranger. Your old friends may reject you, your family may question you, your mind may whisper, this is too much, go back. This is the test. A student of mine left her marriage after realizing she had outgrown her husband's small vision. He begged her to stay. She said, loving you does not mean shrinking for you. Loneliness stalked her for months. Then clarity came. She founded a company that now empowers divorced women globally. Rituals are non-negotiable. The 7-day protocol is not a one-time event. It is a template for life. Meditate at dawn, fast weekly, hunt coherence hourly. A billionaire in Dubai, one of my most disciplined students, has not missed his morning ritual in 18 years. Not after births, not during funerals, not amid market crashes. The ritual is not what I do, he says, it is who I am. Your environment must reflect your new identity. Clear the clutter, delete the apps, end the toxic relationships. Space holds energy. A cluttered room is a cluttered mind. A man in Johannesburg left his high-rise condo for a tiny studio after his breakthrough. The walls here do not hold my old memories, he said. Within a year, he wrote a best-selling novel. Environments are silent collaborators. Choose them like you would a surgeon. Generosity is the final key. Hoarding energy stagnates flow. A woman in Seoul who manifested millions starts each day by donating to a stranger. No tax breaks, no social media posts. She does it to stay connected to abundance. The moment I think mine, I contract, she says. The moment I think ours, I expand. The universe rewards expansion. February 16th is not a date. It is a declaration that you will protect your breakthroughs like a lioness protects your cubs, that you will no longer negotiate with self-betrayal, that you will build your new world brick by brick, day by day, even when the thrill fades, especially when the thrill fades. The protocol was the warm-up. This is the main event. You are no longer the person who started this journey. That version died in the fire of February 15th. What emerges is raw, unproven, unapologetic. Feed it, protect it. Demolish anything that threatens it. Your future self is already here. Walk with it, breathe with it, become it. The world is waiting. 2 versions of you exist in this moment. One is already celebrating, the other is already mourning. February 16th will reveal which one you fed. This is not philosophy, it is physics. Energy flows where attention goes. Your attention has always been the compass. A woman once told me she would start tomorrow. Tomorrow became months. Months became years. Last month, she emailed me from a hospital bed. Stage 3 liver failure. Regret was her final companion. Her story did not end there. She survived. Now she teaches others to choose before the universe forces their hand. Do not wait for a crisis to become your catalyst. The universe does not negotiate, it responds. Every excuse you coddle, every delay you rationalize, every fear you let steer, these are not mistakes. They are verdicts. You are either the sculptor of your destiny or the prisoner of your history. There is no middle ground, no almost, no soon. Binary, absolute, unflinching. I have stood at this crossroads thousands of times with students, with CEOs, with addicts, with saints. The ones who thrived did not have more talent, more luck, more time. They had one thing: a refusal to coexist with their limitations, a ferocious intolerance for the status quo. You have tasted this fire today. Will you let it consume you or warm you? Look at your hands. They are either building a coffin or a castle. Your thoughts are the tools, your habits are the labor. February 15th is the deadline. Miss it, and the universe will continue its march without you. Honor it, and you will sink with a rhythm older than time, a rhythm of supernovas and cell division, of revolution and rebirth. This is your final moment of permission to quit, to hide, to cling. Walk away now and nothing changes. Stay and everything must. The protocols, the science, the stories, they are worthless without your decision. Not a decision made in the mind. A decision carved into the cells, a decision that turns your spine to steel and your heart to a drum. Close your eyes, breathe, feel the weight of the future pulling at your chest. That is not anxiety, it is possibility. It is your soul screaming, now. The world needs the version of you that says yes to this moment, the one that laughs at limits, the one that chooses growth over gravity. The screen will go dark soon. The room will go quiet. You will sit alone with the truth. In that silence, the real work begins. February 15th is not coming. It is here. You are here. The door is here. Walk through it or nail it shut. The choice was never the universe's. It was always yours.